Hi all, thank you for checking out the reading. This will be a short reading for any and all signs intended to help illuminate what the full moon in Aries has to offer us at this time. And I know that by the time this reading is uploaded, it will be very late or very deep into the full moon in Aries. So I have a feeling that this reading will actually speak to the energy thereafter, or probably like 12 hours into the full moon, and then a couple of days or so after the full moon is what this reading will speak to. Foremost, but of course, time being fluid, for a few it could be slightly different. We have the Page of Crystals. Ideas and discipline are noted in this deck specifically. This is Paulina Cassidy's SpiritSong tarot deck. The Page of Crystals is the page of coins, or the Page of Pentacles. Our scholar, our learner. A student of sorts who feels someone's studying something new, a student of sorts who feels they know much already. And they do, and we do. This is our energy. This is in general. The Aries full moon is speaking to this part of us. The part of us that is a student, is studying, has much to learn, but feels that they know much already. But we do have good ideas. We need to exercise discipline, I feel. The Three of Shells, but showing in reverse, and playfulness and bliss is noted here. This is what we're meeting, but it's in reverse. So it may be that it's time for us to study something new, or this full moon finds us already studying something new. And it's time to do so on our own. Without a collaboration, without a group effort, without a study group. Which makes me think it's because we're studying something about ourselves, or our perspective, the way we view the world, or something in and of the world that we want to know our own true feelings and ideas upon without influence first. And so I think what I'm seeing for a lot of us is that this Aries full moon, whatever completion is taking place, it's actually a time for study and some discipline, rather than play, rather than partying, drinking, celebrating. And the Ace of Shells, another shells, which is the water sign. I said cups. It's the Three of Cups, or the Three of Water. And this is the Ace of Water, or the Ace of Shells, or the Ace of Cups in a more traditional tarot. And we've got this gorgeous turtle pictured here. And then the bottom of the deck is awakening, renewal and enlightenment, but also in reverse. It's a peacock. Reversed. So the Ace of Shells, the Ace of Water in reverse, happiness and abundance are the key words, and the card is in reverse. I actually think is communicating as a piece of advice to us that at this time, it is best that we not share everything, that we not communicate everything with everyone. I think those of us who are having an inclination that we would like to study, learn, form ideas around a certain topic, subject, area of ourselves, our lives, the way we view the world, and we are feeling the inclination to do so without a group input, without outside influence first, so we form our own ideas clearly first. Maybe it's about a person, maybe it's about a group of people. It may be about our want or desire to become a student of something, to start going to school somewhere, start studying a new major, etc. Learn a new skill, change careers, move somewhere. For some of us, it's we're learning about a new place we may like to move. But whatever it is specifically, I think the advice is saying that yes, our inclination to do so without a group input at this time is correct. It's not that we necessarily can't share with anyone what our thoughts are, but the advice is not to share everything with everyone. Upright, awakening, renewal, enlightenment. Upright, the Judgment card. This would be in a traditional tarot deck. Speaks of absolution. I'm not sure how what we're studying has something to do with forgiving ourselves, but for some of us, I'm talking to some people who that is connected to a need to forgive yourself for some reason. But I think this upright energy is just blocked. Yeah, I think the upright energy is just blocked here. For some of us, the key is forgiveness of self. I think the key is getting ourselves to a place where we're willing or we're able to be seen in front of everyone, right? So whatever we're wanting to study, our ideas about it are not fully formed yet. Whatever aspect of ourselves or our lives, the way we view the world, again, we're studying at this time where our ideas aren't fully shaped about this person, this place, this job, this area of interest of ours. And there's much to learn. There's much to see. It might take us some time. And so we're gravitating away from people who would offer too much advice or influence, whose influence isn't helpful, is too controlling for some of us, or influences us to spend time drinking too much, celebrating too much, partying too much, when we'd really rather focus and show discipline and form those ideas. again, the advice is to not to share everything with everyone, I think. It's not to be closed off entirely. Again, there may be some individuals that some of you can share your plans, your thoughts, your ideas, your desires with, but it's just not, it's not to put on the table for everyone just yet. And but that is what you're moving toward. That's why you want to, that's the place you want to get yourself to. You want to form these ideas on your own, not influenced by anyone else. And then you will be ready for everyone to see what your plans are, what your thoughts and feelings are, because it will be unshakable. You will still be open to editing those ideas if you hear, new information to add to the bank you already have to work with, right? You won't be closed-minded. We won't be closed-minded, but we will be sure of our thoughts and feelings before allowing them to be someone else's other than our own. They can be further informed, but they will be at a place where they can't be manipulated for someone else's benefit, or just for the sheer fact that, people like to have everyone in agreement with them, right? But I want to say unshakable. And it's, a proud place. A proud and sure and confident place, ready to be seen, ready to be heard on this subject that we're studying, maybe. That is what we're moving toward. It's in reverse still. We're not ready for that. That is how it showed up. It showed up in the reverse. We're just not ready for that yet. But we're moving toward it. As I said, I do believe that energy is just blocked. And we're just talking about, again, these few days around the full moon, and specifically for this reading, I'm thinking it's sort of at the end of that, the second half of that, the day of the full moon, and then the couple of days following it for most. And then let's see how that affects us in October. How does this develop as we move into October? I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot deck now to get October energies regarding this full moon, how it develops in October. There's the Ace of Cups showing again. And the Aries card then in reverse. It'll be after the full moon. And the card that flipped out was the Tower in reverse. So I see... in this instance, applied here with these other cards, rebuilding. I think a lot of us, most of us, are rebuilding. Rebuilding the way that we see something, rebuilding the way that we do something because of these ideas that we're shaping at this time, because of whatever we're studying at this time. It results in us rebuilding, for some of us, the way we live, for some of us, the way we just interact with certain people or a certain area of our life, how we run a certain area of our life. Possibly our financial world, our material world, with the crystals showing up here, but also our communications. I think for a lot of us, that's rebuilt, and our confidence to a certain extent, with this energy of the awakening showing up, feeling not only confident but enlightened, as is shown here. One of the enlightenment, one of the key words. and ready to be seen and heard again in front of other people. And I think something's being rebuilt and restructured in a way that not only these ideas at this time that we're studying, that we're forming, not only those will be unshakable by outside energies, but future endeavors of ours. We're setting a precedence. We're starting a pattern here where we're going to form some of us in a way that we haven't before are going to form our ideas first and not allow others to intrude. And I don't mean across the board. I'm sure most of us do that in most areas of our lives, but in some areas, maybe financial matters, maybe in what we're studying, again, communications, our personal relationships, in a certain area for each of us, we're allowing someone, we have been allowing someone else to dictate first. And we will be rebuilding that way of ours. And then for a few, with the Tower card in reverse, there's another message potentially for a few. There is, of course, the risk of slipping back into an old pattern instead and allowing this group to dictate for us, drinking and celebrating and partying when we should remain focused maybe or disciplined, telling our plans, our ideas to too many people, and then people who either shoot them down or have some kind of negativity or counter us or pressure us to make a different decision, right? Some of us are susceptible to that. So I think for a few, instead of rebuilding, what I see is denial and inability to cope with the fact that everything does need to fall apart as it would in the Tower, because things need to be rebuilt, which many of us, most of us will be doing. But so there is that risk for some that I think is just a message for a few. All of us, though, what we're moving toward, I'll show you the peacock one more time. All of us, what we're moving toward, though, is this joyfully naked in front of everyone, completely happy, showing our true selves, our authentic selves, our genuine selves. And that includes our flaws, our mistakes, but also our best characteristics. And it's an unfiltered edition of us, an unaltered version of us, and we feel free to express it, and then just that's what we're all moving toward. Some of us start rebuilding soon, some of us take a little longer because of I think the influence of this group of people and the type of activities that they want to engage in with us. So that's what, that's what the full moon in Aries is offering us at this time, an opportunity to overcome that, to get past that, to discipline ourselves, to do the work that it takes to move toward that enlightenment, that renewal of ourselves, that rebuilding of our ways, rebuilding of our patterns and habits, and our boundaries with people for a lot of us, based on what I've been speaking about. But I am a little past the amount of time I wanted to spend on this, so I will leave it at that. I hope everyone is taking something from the reading that they didn't have when they came to it, and I really appreciate your likes and subscribes to the channel. Thank you so much to those of you as well who have supported the channel already through donations and purchases. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you are interested in a personal reading, just scroll down to the description. I love you all, and I'll post another tarot fix for you as soon as I can.